I opened the door and stopped cold. My bedroom was gone. Where my dresser used to stand, there was now a padded dog bed. My closet door had been replaced with a ridiculous archway, painted pale blue with a tiny brass knob. A doggy door. In my room, chew toys scattered across the carpet. A framed picture of my daughter Emily hugging that golden retriever, Baxter, sat proudly on the shelf where my family photos once were. I thought maybe I was in the wrong house, but the smell of my own lavender detergent still clung to the curtains. This was my home, my room, and it had been turned into a kennel. Emily. My voice cracked against the hallway. She popped her head out from the kitchen, a bright smile like nothing was wrong. Hey, Mom, you're back early. I pointed at the arch. What is this? She wiped her hands on a dish towel and walked toward me. All casual. Oh, that's Baxter's space now. Isn't it cute? He finally has a room of his own. I blinked at her. My throat dry. That's my room. She shrugged. Well, technically it was. But Baxter needs it more. He's my baby. My pulse slammed in my ears. Her baby. She said it like it explained everything. Like it excused turning my room into a doghouse and shoving me out of my own space. If you're watching this, subscribe and tell me where you're from, because imagine walking into your bedroom and finding a dog door where your closet used to be, and your own daughter smiling like she's just won an award for interior design. I stepped inside, my feet crunching on a squeaky toy. Where's my dresser? My clothes? Emily waved a hand. Oh, I boxed those up. They're in the garage. Don't worry. I labeled them for you. You'll be fine. There's a cute Airbnb down on Maple Street. I already checked availability. You can stay there for now. I spun on her. Airbnb? You're telling me to move out? She laughed like I was being dramatic. Mom, it's not forever. Just while Baxter adjusts. He's sensitive. You know how reactive he is around noise. I could barely breathe. You want me, your mother, to give up my room, my home for your dog? Emily's smile faltered. Not just a dog. My baby. I stared at her. This was the same girl I carried for 9 months. Raised through scraped knees and late-night study sessions. Worked double shifts for so she could go to college. Now she stood in front of me, arms crossed, declaring a golden retriever her baby and me. What? A guest? Emily, I said slowly, trying to keep my voice steady. You cannot be serious. She crossed her arms tighter. Mom, you've had your life. You traveled. You saved. You're comfortable. Baxter needs this more than you. Besides, you complain about the stairs all the time. That Airbnb is single level. It'll be easier on your knees. My jaw clenched. You're really justifying this? Her tone sharpened. Don't make this harder than it has to be. You'll be more comfortable somewhere else. Baxter is family. He deserves his own room. The words hit like slaps. I wasn't family anymore. A dog was. I walked to the closet, yanked open the door, only to find it stripped bare. Just the faint smell of cedar from the mothballs I used to keep in there. My clothes were gone. My shoes. Even the shoebox with letters I kept tucked in the corner. Where are my things? I asked again. Louder this time. In the garage. Emily repeated. Her tone clipped. Safe and sound. Don't worry. I turned to face her. You think boxing me up like storage is normal? She rolled her eyes. You're blowing this out of proportion. It's not like I'm kicking you to the street. I found you a place. Be grateful I thought ahead. Grateful. That word snapped something inside me. I grabbed the nearest drawer handle, pulled, and found it filled with dog treats. The little paper baggies I used to fill with cough drops for long shifts. Gone. Now, peanut butter biscuits for Baxter. This was my home. I whispered. Emily's voice turned cold. It's our home. And right now, Baxter comes first. Silence stretched. Only the sound of Baxter's collar jingling as he padded through the arch, tail wagging like none of this mattered. He plopped onto the dog bed, looked at me with wide brown eyes, and sighed contentedly. Emily crouched to scratch his ears. Her voice soft, almost tender. Good boy. This is your room now. Mommy loves you. And then she looked up at me. Sharp again. Mom, you need to pack your things tonight. I took a step back, my hand brushing the wall where my photo of her graduation cap used to hang. The nail was still there. The frame was gone. My chest tightened. You can't just. A knock rattled the front door. Emily's face lit up with sudden panic. She jumped to her feet. Oh, that's probably the couple coming to see the room listing. I froze. Listing? She froze, too, for just a second, then plastered on a smile. Don't worry about it. But I was already moving toward the hall, my heart hammering as I reached for the doorknob, my words spilling out, Emily, what have you? I pulled the front door open. A man and a woman stood on the porch, holding hands, dressed like they'd just come from brunch. The woman smiled wide. Hi, we're here to see the space. The listing said it was available starting this weekend. My stomach dropped. The space? Asked. My voice sharp. The man lifted his phone. Screen glowing. On it, a short-term rental page. My house. My address. My bedroom. Photographed from the corner where my nightstand once stood. Now staged with a dog bed and fairy lights strung along the wall. Title: Pet-Friendly Retreat. Cozy private room. I stared. My room. On the internet. For strangers. The woman tilted her head. Confused. Is this not the right place? Before I could answer, Emily darted in front of me, blocking the doorway with a bright, fake laugh. Yes. Yet. You're in the right place. Sorry about the confusion. My mom, she's just not used to all the traffic yet. Traffic? I hissed. She threw me a glare so quick only I caught it. Mom? Not now. The couple exchanged a look. The man cleared his throat. Should we come back later? Emily forced a smile so tight it looked painful. No. It's fine. Let me just grab the paperwork. She shut the door in their faces and spun on me. What are you doing? She hissed. What am I doing? My voice rose, shaking. What are you doing? Renting out my bedroom? Without telling me? Her arms folded, chin jutted out. It's not a big deal. We need extra money. And Baxter deserves his space. You don't even spend much time in that room anyway. I could hardly breathe. Emily, this is my house. My name is on the deed. You don't get to sell my room like it's a vacation rental. She rolled her eyes. Stop being dramatic. It's temporary. You can stay in the Maple Street Airbnb until we figure things out. I jabbed a finger toward the door. You're bringing strangers into my home. People I don't know. Sleeping where I lived. Do you hear yourself? Her voice sharpened. Oh, come on. It's not like I listed your social security number. It's a room. Mom, people rent rooms all the time. My chest burned. Not rooms that belong to their mothers. Not rooms filled with 30 years of memories you boxed up like junk. She sighed. Exasperated. This is why I didn't ask you. You always make everything about your feelings. I'm trying to be practical. Practical? I snapped. You forged a listing using my property, lied to me about where my clothes are, and locked me out of my own room. That's not practical. That's theft. Her face flushed. Don't say that. I didn't steal. I just repurposed. For the family. For the dog. I shot back. She flinched but didn't back down. Baxter is family. You just don't get it. I laughed bitterly. I get it just fine. You chose a dog over your mother. You chose strangers with credit cards over the person who raised you. She looked away, muttering, Don't guilt trip me. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. This isn't guilt. This is fact. You crossed a line, Emily, and you don't even see it. We stood there, breathing hard, until a knock sounded again at the front door. The couple was still waiting. Emily ran a hand through her hair, eyes wild. Look, can you please just not ruin this? I already got a deposit. If they back out, I'll lose it. We need that money. I blinked. Deposit? She winced. Yeah, I already took bookings. My jaw dropped. How many? Her voice dropped. A few. How many? Emily? I barked. She muttered. 4. I nearly choked. 4? You rented out my room 4 times already? While I was still living here. Her chin lifted. Defiant again. You're never around. You spend nights at church meetings. At Mrs. Jensen's. At your book club. You don't even use the space. Why shouldn't I? Because it's mine. I shouted. The dog barked at the sound, tail wagging like this was some kind of game. Emily clenched her fists. Keep your voice down. You're scaring Baxter. I stared at her. Incredulous. I'm scaring the dog? You just shoved me out of my life. And you're worried about the dog? Her voice cracked. He's my baby. Mom. He never lets me down. He never makes me feel like I'm a burden. I froze. The words cut deeper than I expected. A burden. That's how she saw me. Before I could answer, the door rattled again. The man's voice carried through the wood. We're gonna head out if it's not a good time. Emily's eyes darted to the door. Then back to me. Please, just let me handle this. Don't embarrass me. Embarrass you? My laugh came out sharp. Emily, you embarrassed yourself the second you listed my bedroom online. She opened her mouth, ready to fire back. The door swung open. This time, the couple didn't wait. They peeked in, eyes darting between us. Sorry, we'll just come back. The woman said quickly, tugging her partner's hand. No. Wait, Emily called, panic flooding her face. She turned back to me, hissing. See what you did. You scared them off. I stepped forward, voice low but shaking with rage. You think this is about me scaring them? Emily, this is about you scamming your own mother. Her face twisted, red and blotchy. You always twist things. You never see how hard I'm trying. You just. Her words caught in her throat. She shoved past me, running after the couple on the porch, calling their names. I stayed in the doorway, my chest heaving, and when I turned, I saw something on the hall table. A printed confirmation page. Bright letters spelling out reservation #48326 paid in full. My fingers trembled as I picked it up. The page listed my address, my bedroom, my name nowhere to be found. Just hers. Behind me, Emily's voice cracked outside. Please, don't cancel. I can explain. I gripped the paper tighter, my teeth clenched, and whispered to myself, this ends now. Just as the front door creaked open again and Emily stormed back in, slamming it behind her, shouting, You just cost me money. Mom. Emily's voice shook the walls. You just cost me money. Mom. I held up the confirmation page, waving it like a weapon. Money. You're worried about money when you sold my bedroom to strangers? She snatched at the paper, but I yanked it back, crumpling it in my fist. This is my house, I said, low and steady. My name's on the deed. You don't get to treat me like a tenant you can evict. Her face twisted. Tenant? You're not even paying rent here. I cover the utilities. Jason covers groceries half the time. What do you contribute? I felt my pulse spike. Utilities? You think paying a light bill means you own this place? I worked 30 years for this roof. Don't you dare lecture me about contributions. The front door banged open. Jason strolled in. Sunglasses still on though the sun had long set. He carried a takeout bag, the smell of fries filling the air. What's going on? He asked lazily, setting the bag on the counter. Emily pointed at me. She scared off the renters. Jason frowned. Renters? Babe, we needed that cash. Then he turned to me, smirking. Why you gotta ruin everything? Margaret. Don't call me Margaret. I snapped. You don't get that privilege. And don't you dare stand in my house and act like this circus is normal. Jason leaned against the counter, crossing his arms. Normal? It's 2025. Everyone rents rooms, shares spaces, hustles a little. You're stuck in the past. I jabbed the crumpled page at him. This isn't a hustle. This is fraud. She listed my room without my permission. He shrugged. Your name isn't on the listing. Looks like hers. That's all the platform cares about. The smugness in his tone made my skin crawl. I took a deep breath, forcing my hands to steady. Give me the key. I'm taking my room back. Emily shifted uncomfortably. About that. She pulled a small plastic bag from her pocket. Inside, shiny new keys jingled. My stomach dropped. You changed the lock? Her voice was defensive. Rushed. It's for safety. We can't just let anyone walk in while guests are here. You'd understand if you thought about it. I stared at her, disbelief flooding every word. I am anyone now? In my own home? Jason grinned, picking up a fry. Don't take it personal. It's business. My hands shook so badly I had to clutch the wall to steady myself. Business? You call locking your mother out of her bedroom business? Emily's voice rose. Stop acting like the victim. You have options. You can stay somewhere else. You don't even like sleeping upstairs anymore. Your knees hurt. Remember? I almost laughed, but it came out as a ragged breath. So you've decided for me. You strip my room, lock me out, and tell me where I should live. Do you hear yourself? Her eyes flickered, just for a second. Then she looked away. I pulled my phone from my pocket, snapping photos of the new lock, the dog bed, the stage string lights. Jason snorted. What are you doing? Documenting your little pity party? I ignored him, hitting record on the voice memo app. Emily Carter, I said loudly, pointing at her. Did you change the lock on my bedroom without my permission? She froze. Mom, don't do this. Answer me. I pressed. Her jaw tightened. Yes, I changed it. For safety. I let the recording run a second longer, then tapped save. Jason rolled his eyes. You think some phone recording scares us? Platforms don't care. Courts don't care. Families work this stuff out. Then we'll see. I said flatly. Emily's face paled. You wouldn't. I stepped closer, my voice dropping low. You think I won't fight for my home? Try me. For a moment. Silence. Just Baxter's nails clicking on the hardwood as he patted around, tail wagging like nothing was wrong. Then Jason chuckled, breaking the tension. She's bluffing. She's not gonna drag her own daughter into court. Emily's lips trembled, but she didn't disagree. I leaned in, inches from her face, and whispered, Watch me. She gasped, stepping back like I'd slapped her. Jason's smirk faltered. I tucked my phone into my pocket, grabbed my purse from the hook by the door, and headed for the porch. Emily's voice chased me. Where are you going? To make a call, I said. She hurried after me, her hand brushing my arm. Mom, wait, please don't. The porch light flickered above us. I pulled the door open, stepped into the night air, and pressed my lawyer's number on speed dial. It rang once, twice. Claire's calm voice answered. Mrs. Carter. I opened my mouth. Yet, it's me. I need to know. The door behind me slammed. Emily's panicked voice muffled through the wood. Mom, hang up the phone. Mrs. Carter. Slow down. Claire's voice came steady through the line. Start from the top. What exactly happened? I paced the porch, phone tight to my ear. My daughter Emily. She turned my bedroom into a doghouse. Put a dog bed, toys, everything. She even changed the lock. And now she's renting it out on some platform without telling me. There was a pause. Then, do you own the home outright? Yet, I snapped. Paid off 10 years ago. Title and deed in my name. Good. She said calmly. Then you're on solid ground. Did you give her permission to make these changes? Absolutely not. Excellent. Claire said. Her tone clipped and professional. Here's what we do. First, document everything, photos, recordings, platform listings. Then, I'll draft a cease and desist letter to your daughter. If she ignores it, we escalate. A formal eviction notice. Then court if necessary. I swallowed. Eviction notice? Against my own daughter? Claire didn't soften. If she's interfering with your property rights. Yes. The law doesn't play favorites. Through the door, I heard Emily's muffled voice. Mom, please, hang up the phone. Don't drag a lawyer into this. I pressed the phone tighter. She's standing right there. I muttered. Claire chuckled dryly. Tell her this isn't about dragging anyone. It's about boundaries. And boundaries enforced are healthier than boundaries ignored. Turn. Opened the door. Emily stood in the hallway. Face pale. Jason behind her munching fries like it was a show. I held the phone out on speaker. Claire. Repeat that. Claire's voice carried through the porch. Emily. This isn't about punishing you. This is about your mother's legal rights. If you've changed the locks and listed her property without consent, that's unauthorized use. If you don't stop, you could face legal consequences. Emily's eyes widened. Mom, you called a lawyer? For real? Jason smirked. Oh, come on. Lawyers talk tough. Nothing's gonna happen. This is family business. Jason. Claire's voice sharpened. Family business ends where property rights begin. I've handled dozens of these cases. Courts don't care if it's your daughter or your cousin. If it's unauthorized, it's unlawful. Jason's chewing slowed. For the first time, he didn't look so cocky. Emily's lips trembled. But I already took bookings. If I cancel, I'll lose the deposit. They'll leave bad reviews. It'll ruin everything. I stepped closer. My voice low but steady. You ruined everything the second you shut me out of my own room. Claire cut in. Mrs. Carter, do you want me to draft the letter tonight? I didn't hesitate. Yes. Emily gasped. Mom. No. Please. You can't. I looked her dead in the eye. Watch me. Jason muttered under his breath. Over a stupid room? I turned on him. Over my life. My home. My respect. Claire's voice interrupted. Chris, I'll email you the draft within the hour. Save all your evidence. Don't touch the locks yet. Let them hang themselves further if they resist. Got it? I said. Emily's voice cracked. Mom, don't do this. We can talk. We can work it out. I ended the call, slipping the phone into my pocket. Then prove it. Give me the key. Right now. She clutched the key ring to her chest like it was a holy relic. Not yet. Just give me a day. Please. One day. I said flatly. After that, Claire sends the letter. Emily's eyes brimmed with tears. Jason muttered something I didn't catch. I turned toward the stairs, heading for the kitchen to pour myself water, when Emily's voice broke through behind me. Mom, if you send that letter, I swear. The next morning, I walked outside to pick up the paper, and Mrs. Jensen from next door was waiting on her porch, arms folded. Margaret, she called, her voice low. I heard something strange last night. I already knew where this was going. I forced a smile. What did you hear? She hesitated. Emily told the neighborhood chat that you wanted to try Airbnb life. That you thought it'd be fun to stay down on Maple Street for a while. My smile cracked. She said that? Mrs. Jensen nodded. Lips pressed thin. She made it sound like it was your idea. Said you're adventurous. Wanted to free up space. I felt heat rising in my chest. That's not what happened at all. She leaned closer. I didn't think so. That girl was talking too fast. Like she was covering tracks. I thought you should know. I thanked her quietly, went back inside, and pulled up my phone. Sure enough, the neighborhood group chat was buzzing. Emily Carter. Mom's always wanted to travel more. She thought Airbnb would be fun. We're helping her make it happen. Neighbor 1. That's sweet of you guys. Supporting your mom's bucket list. Neighbor 2. Wow. That's brave at her age. Where's she going first? My stomach turned. I wasn't going anywhere. I was being erased. Jason chimed in too. We're just doing what's best for her knees. Single level living is better. And Baxter needs quiet space. Win-win. I wanted to throw the phone across the room. Instead, I screenshot every message. Evidence. Later that afternoon, at the grocery store, I ran into Claire from my church group. She lowered her voice as soon as she saw me. Margaret, is it true you gave your room to Emily's dog? People are saying. I cut her off. No, that's not true. Emily changed the locks on me. She listed my room online. I never agreed. Her eyes widened. Good Lord. That's not what she's been telling people. I clenched my jaw. I know. By the time I got home, my phone was buzzing nonstop. A cousin had texted. Heard you moved out? Congrats on being so free-spirited. Another message from a distant relative. Emily says you're living your best life. Send pictures of the Airbnb. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the screen. They really thought I was off sipping wine in some rental unit while my own daughter played hostess in my house. Emily breezed in from the hallway, phone in hand, face glowing. Mom, look how supportive everyone is. They think it's so cool you're finally trying new things. I glared at her. You lied to them. She froze. I didn't lie. I reframed. No one needs to know the messy details. It's easier this way. Easier for you. I snapped. Not for me. Jason wandered in, tossing his keys on the counter. Relax. Margaret. No one's hurt. Everyone thinks you're adventurous. That's a good look, right? I turned on him. Do you hear yourself? You've turned me into a story. A prop. And everyone believes it. Emily's voice wavered. It's temporary. Once the bookings are done, you'll be back in your room. Nobody has to know. I laughed bitterly. You've already told them too much to take back. The doorbell rang. Emily jumped, running to answer it. Two women from down the street stood outside, smiling politely. We just wanted to say. One began. How inspiring it is. Margaret, giving up your room like that. Most people your age are too stubborn. But you're letting go. Trying something new. I blinked, stunned into silence. Emily beamed. Isn't she amazing? She's always been adventurous. The women nodded, waved, and left. I shut the door harder than I meant to. Emily flinched. Why are you doing this? Asked. My voice low. She bit her lip. Because if they knew the truth, they'd think I was a terrible daughter. This way, everyone thinks you're brave and selfless. Doesn't that feel better? I stepped closer. No, Emily. It feels like you're rewriting my life. And I won't let you. Her face crumpled. But before she could answer, Jason's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, then smirked. Hey, babe. One of the renters just messaged they want to bring an extra dog. Said they'll pay more. Emily's eyes lit up. See, it's working. I turned toward them both, fists clenched, my words shaking. Working for who? Not for me. Not for this house. Jason waved a hand dismissively. You're overreacting. I took a step closer, my voice sharp. Keep talking. Every word you say is more proof for my lawyer. Emily gasped. You're still going through with it? I met her eyes. One day. Remember? And your time is almost up. She opened her mouth. Desperate. Mom, please. If you do this. The front door creaked open again. And a neighbor's voice called in casually. Hey Emily. Quick question about the Airbnb. The neighbor stepped inside before anyone could stop him. It was Mark from 2 houses down, holding his phone like it was an official document. Emily, he said, looking uneasy. I was checking the Airbnb page. You know, out of curiosity, and something seemed off. Emily stiffened. Off how? He held out the screen. Half the reviews are from accounts with the same profile picture. And the dates overlap. That's not normal. Jason scoffed. People recycle avatars. Big deal. Mark frowned. 3 5-star reviews posted at the exact same time. All saying the same thing. Baxter's space was adorable. Would stay again. Word for word. That doesn't look legit. Emily's face flushed. I don't know what you mean. People love the space. I stepped forward. She wrote them herself. Didn't you, Emily? Her eyes snapped to me, wide with panic. Mom, don't. Mark shifted awkwardly. Look, I don't want drama. I just thought you should know people are talking. Some folks in the neighborhood group are starting to wonder if this whole thing is, well, fake. Jason pushed off the counter, glaring. So what if it is? Everybody pads reviews at first. That's how business works. I barked a laugh. Business? This isn't business. This is my bedroom. Jason. My home. Not some startup you and Emily can spin up with fake accounts. Emily's voice cracked. Stop it. You're making me look bad in front of everyone. I held up my phone. You did that yourself. I pulled up the screenshots of her fake reviews. Each one identical. Each one time-stamped. I showed them to Mark. Proof. She lied. Mark's eyes widened. Emily. She burst into tears, covering her face. Mom, why are you doing this to me? I froze. Doing this to you? Emily, you boxed up my life, locked my door, and put my home online. You lied to our neighbors. You lied to family. You even lied to yourself. Jason stepped between us. His chest puffed out. Back off. Margaret. You're just jealous she's finally doing something productive. I turned my phone on him. Hit record. Say that again. He blinked. What? Say it. I demanded. Tell me I'm jealous while you steal my house. His smirk faltered. You can't record me without permission. I smiled coldly. Funny. I never gave permission for you to live here either. Emily sobbed harder, sinking into a chair. Please, stop fighting. I just wanted people to respect me. Everyone always thinks I'm nothing, that I can't do anything. I thought if I made the space nice, if I showed I could make money, maybe people would finally. Her words broke into hiccups. For a moment, silence. Even Jason had nothing to say. Then my phone buzzed. An email notification popped up. I glanced down. Subject: Notice of temporary suspension, Airbnb trust and safety. My heart jumped. I opened it. Dear host, due to suspicious activity detected on your listing, we have temporarily suspended your property pending review. Please provide ownership documentation within 48 hours, or your listing will be permanently removed. Emily lunged for the phone. I pulled it back. Her voice rose to a shriek. No, they can't do that. I already have bookings. I'll lose the deposits. Jason cursed under his breath. This is crap. They can't just suspend. I cut him off. My voice sharp. They can. And they did. And now they're asking for ownership proof. I held the phone up like a gavel. Guess whose name is on the deed? Emily's face drained of color. No. Yet. I said firmly. Mine. Not yours. Not Jason's. Mine. Mark took a step back. Clearly uncomfortable. I should go. But Margaret, if you need a witness, I'll vouch. I saw everything. Thank you, Mark. I said softly. He left quickly, the door clicking shut behind him. Emily turned on me. Her tears gone, replaced with raw fury. You're destroying me. Do you understand that? You're ruining my reputation, my future, everything. I stood tall, voice steady. You ruined it yourself when you chose lies over honesty. Don't you dare put that on me. Jason slammed his fist on the counter. We'll fight this. They can't just take down the listing. We'll appeal. Go ahead, I said, lifting my chin. Send them the deed. See how far that gets you. Emily shook her head violently. Mom, please, don't let them do this. Just give me your name for the paperwork. You don't even have to do anything else. Please. The audacity almost made me laugh. You want me to hand you my signature after you forged it once already? Her eyes widened. How did you? I cut her off. I checked. Those documents you uploaded? That's not my handwriting. Claire saw it too. If I wanted, I could report you for fraud. Her knees buckled, and she clutched the edge of the chair. Mom, don't. Please. I'll fix it. I'll fix everything. Jason sneered. She won't do it. She's bluffing. I stepped closer, locking eyes with Emily. One day. That's what I gave you. And the clock is ticking. She sobbed, whispering. I just needed to prove I wasn't a failure. My throat tightened, but I didn't let it show. Then prove it the right way. The room fell silent except for Baxter's whine. Emily knelt down, clutching the dog like a lifeline. Her tears soaked his fur. Jason muttered, "This is ridiculous. We'll figure out another way." I turned toward the hallway, my hand brushing the wall where my family photos used to hang. My voice low. Start figuring fast. Because when that 48 hours is up. I stopped. My phone buzzed again. Another email flashing on the screen. Trust and safety follow-up. Failure to respond may result in account ban and financial penalties. Emily's head snapped up, panic flooding her eyes. Mom, what does it say? What did they? Emily snatched at my phone, her hands shaking. What does it say? Let me see. Pulled it back. My voice sharp. It says you have 48 hours to respond. If you don't, the listing is permanently banned. They'll refund the guests out of your pocket and hit you with penalties. Her face went white. No, they can't do that. I don't have the money. I already used part of the deposit. Jason frowned, finally paying attention. Used it on what? Emily stammered. Groceries. Bills. I had to. You said you'd cover utilities this month. And then you didn't. Jason held up his hands. Whoa, don't pin this on me. I told you I was between gigs. You're always between gigs. Emily shouted, her voice cracking. Baxter barked at the sound, tail wagging like it was a game. I cut through their noise, my voice steady. You wanted business? This is business. And businesses pay when they break rules. Emily's head snapped toward me. Mom, please. Just help me. Cover the penalties. I'll pay you back. I laughed, sharp and humorless. Pay me back? With what? Fake reviews? Her lip trembled. You don't understand. If I get banned, I'll never be able to host again. This was my chance to prove I could build something. I leaned in, my words like ice. You built it on lies. And lies collapse. Jason grabbed his jacket, muttering, I'm not sticking around for this drama. Emily spun on him. What? You can't leave now. He shrugged. You got yourself into this mess. I told you to wait before listing. But no. You had to jump the gun. Now you deal with it. She grabbed his arm. Jason, please. Don't walk away. He pulled free. I'll be at Mike's. Text me when you calm down. He slammed the door behind him. The silence that followed was heavy, broken only by Emily's ragged breaths. She turned to me, eyes wild. You see what you've done? You've driven him away. You've ruined everything. I crossed my arms. If Jason runs when things get hard, that's on him. Not me. Not you either. If you stop clinging to him. She shook her head violently. No. No. He'll come back. He always does. I exhaled slowly. Emily, listen carefully. You have two choices. Restore my room, return my belongings, and cancel the listings or I file in court. Claire already has the paperwork ready. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Court? Against your own daughter? Yet, I said without hesitation. Against anyone who violates my home. Her voice broke. Mom, please, don't do this. Just give me more time. I can fix it. I'll get new bookings. Real ones this time. I'll pay the penalties. You won't. I cut in. Because you can't. And because I won't let you dig this hole any deeper. She sank into a chair, sobbing into her hands. Baxter curled at her feet, whining softly. I stood over her. My words low but firm. Tomorrow morning, Claire sends the final notice. You want to avoid court? Then prove it. Tonight. Give me back my key. Restore my room. In this. She looked up, mascara streaking her cheeks. I just wanted you to be proud of me. My throat tightened, but I forced my voice steady. Then act like someone I can be proud of. Her shoulders shook. She reached into her pocket, pulled out the key ring, and held it in her palm. For a moment, I thought she'd hand it over. But then she clenched her fist around it, whispering, I can't. Not yet. Just give me until tomorrow night. I stepped closer. Emily. She shot up suddenly, her chair clattering to the floor. No. If you really loved me, you'd trust me. You'd give me one more day. The front door creaked open again. Jason's voice floated in. Casual. Like nothing had happened. Hey. Mike says you can crash at his place if things get messy. I sat at the kitchen table, Jason's careless words still hanging in the air. Emily stood frozen, clutching the keys in her fist like they were the only thing keeping her alive. I pulled my laptop closer, logged into the neighborhood group chat, and hit new post. My fingers flew across the keys. This is Margaret Carter. Some of you may have heard that Ikasito give up my bedroom to help Emily rent it out. That is not true. I did not agree to any of this. My daughter changed the locks, boxed up my belongings, and listed my bedroom without permission. I have evidence, photos, recordings, and confirmation emails from the platform itself. I own this home. My name is on the deed. I did not consent. I attached screenshots, her fake reviews, the suspension email, photos of the lock. Then I hit post. Within minutes, the chat exploded. Neighbor 1. Oh my God. Margaret. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Neighbor 2. She told us you wanted to try Airbnb. We thought it was sweet. Neighbor 3. Locking your own mother out? That's low. I turned to Emily. Her face was pale, her mouth opening and closing like a fish. You posted that? She whispered. Yet. I said simply. Jason leaned against the counter, smirking. You think some Facebook post is gonna fix this? People love a scandal. Then they forget. My phone buzzed again. A private message popped up from a woman named Karen in the group. I freelance for the local paper. Can I call you? This story needs to be told. I looked up at Emily, who was pacing like a trapped animal. People already want to hear it. No. She cried. Mom, don't talk to them. They'll crucify me. You crucified yourself. I shot back. She grabbed my arm. Desperate. Please. Mom. Don't make me a joke. Don't make me the villain. You made yourself the villain. I said. Pulling free. Jason snorted. Drama queens. Both of you. Margaret. Don't kid yourself. Reporters don't care about old ladies in their rooms. They'll twist it. Make you look crazy. I ignored him and answered the call. Margaret. Karen's voice was quick. Urgent. Can you tell me what happened? I took a deep breath. Yes. My daughter locked me out of my own bedroom. She turned it into a doghouse and tried to rent it to strangers. I didn't consent. Karen gasped. Unbelievable. Do you have proof? Yes. Photos. Emails. And a lawyer. Perfect. She said. I'll write it up tonight. This could run tomorrow. Emily's eyes widened in horror. Tomorrow? No. 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 Karen added. We'd also like a photo. Maybe you holding the suspension notice. Just something visual. Emily lunged for my phone. I yanked it back, glaring. Mom, please. She begged. You'll ruin me. I held the phone tight. You ruined yourself. I'm just telling the truth. Karen's voice was calm. Margaret, I know this is hard, but you're brave. Most people would have stayed silent. Brave. That word settled deep in my chest. I'll send you the photo, I said. Emily gasped. No. Jason muttered. This is insane. The group chat pinged nonstop. More comments poured in. Neighbor 4, Margaret. If you need a place to stay, our guest room is open. Neighbor 5, don't worry. Everyone knows the truth now. Neighbor 6. Emily. You should be ashamed. Emily clutched her head, sobbing. They all hate me now. They think I'm a monster. I looked at her, my voice steady. They think the truth. She sank to the floor, Baxter licking her face as she cried. Jason rolled his eyes. This is pathetic. You've turned the whole neighborhood against her. Hope you're proud. I turned on him. I am proud. Because for once, I didn't stay quiet. Emily lifted her head, mascara streaking. Mom, please. Just delete the post. Just once. Choose me over your pride. I leaned down, my voice low. I raised you. I loved you. But I will never choose your lies over my dignity. Her lips trembled. Then you've chosen war. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. Another notification. This time from the platform itself. Final warning. Failure to provide valid documentation within 24 hours will result in permanent ban and financial penalties applied to account holder. I turned the screen toward Emily. Time's almost up. She let out a strangled sob, clutching Baxter tighter. Mom, swear. If you let this go public. The doorbell rang. Sharp and loud. Emily froze. Jason frowned. I walked to the door, heart pounding, and pulled it open. A woman stood there with a press badge around her neck, notebook in hand. She smiled. Mrs. Carter. Karen, do you mind if I ask a few questions right now? Emily screamed. No. Karen flipped open her notebook, pen poised. Mrs. Carter, can you tell me what happened? Before I could answer, Emily lunged forward, blocking the doorway. No, she can't. This is private family business. Karen raised an eyebrow. Family business that involves online listings and money changing hands? That's public enough. I gently pushed Emily aside and stepped onto the porch. Ask me anything. Emily shrieked. Mom. Karen clicked her pen. Start simple. Whose name is on the deed? My. I said clearly. And who changed the locks? My daughter. I answered. Karen's eyes flicked to Emily, who was trembling. Without permission. Without permission. I confirmed. Emily's voice cracked. She's making it sound worse than it is. Karen jotted notes calmly. Did you authorize your room being listed as a short-term rental? No, I said. In fact, I discovered it by accident when renters showed up at my door. Karen nodded. And how do you feel about this? I met her eyes. I feel violated, disrespected, and determined to take my home back. Behind me, Emily burst into sobs. You're destroying me. Karen's pen paused. She studied Emily for a moment, then turned back to me. Thank you. That's enough for now. The community will hear your side. She handed me a card and walked down the steps. I shut the door, turned, and faced Emily. She was crumpled on the floor, mascara streaking. Baxter pressed against her. Jason sat on the couch, arms folded, like it wasn't his problem. My phone buzzed. Another email from the platform. Account permanently banned. Refunds initiated. Host penalties applied. I showed it to Emily. It's done. Her breath caught. No. Jason whistled low. That means you owe them. What? A couple grand? Emily screamed at him. Why aren't you helping me? You said this would work. He shrugged. I never told you to fake reviews. That was your bright idea. She gaped at him, stunned. You said everyone does it. And you believed me, he said, standing. Not my fault you got caught. He grabbed his jacket and headed for the door. Jason, she cried. Don't you dare walk out. He didn't even look back. The door slammed shut. Emily collapsed again, sobbing harder. I walked past her, down the hall, and stopped in front of my bedroom door. The new lock gleamed, mocking me. I pulled the phone from my pocket, opened Claire's number, and hit call. Emily scrambled up. No, don't call her. I'll fix it. I'll fix everything. I paused. Then prove it. She wiped her face with shaky hands. I'll change the locks back. I'll move Baxter's things. I'll put your clothes back. Just please, don't take me to court. Tonight, I said firmly. Not tomorrow. Tonight. She nodded frantically, fumbling for the key ring. Took an hour. But she unscrewed the lock. Her hands trembling so badly she dropped the screwdriver twice. I stood there, arms crossed, watching. She dragged boxes from the garage, one by one, until my clothes, my dresser, my photo frames were stacked in the hallway again. When she lifted the last box, she froze. Inside was the shoebox of letters I'd kept hidden for years, old notes from my husband, photos of our early days, little pieces of my life she had no right to touch. She looked at me, guilt all over her face. I didn't mean to move these. I took the box from her hands. You moved everything that mattered. That's the problem. She lowered her head. By midnight, the room looked almost like mine again. The archway was still there. The paint still chipped. But at least my bed was back in its place. My nightstand. My clothes in the closet. Emily leaned against the wall, exhausted, eyes red. It's fixed. Okay. You have your room back. I stepped inside, placed the shoebox gently on the dresser, and turned to face her. No, Emily, I have my boundaries back. That's what matters. She swallowed hard. Does this mean you're not going to court? I studied her. That depends. On what? She whispered. I took a breath. On whether you understand this can never happen again. On whether you start acting like an adult, not a thief. Her eyes filled again. But she didn't argue. I crossed my arms. From now on, you will not touch this room. You will not list this house. You will not so much as change a doorknob without my permission. Do you understand? She nodded quickly. Yes, I understand. I leaned closer. Say it. Her voice shook. I won't touch your room again. I won't list the house. I won't do anything without your permission. For the first time, I believed she meant it. But belief wasn't enough. I reached into my bag, pulled out a folder Claire had given me earlier. I held it out. This is a housing agreement. It makes your stay here legal. You'll sign it tonight. Emily's mouth fell open. An agreement? Like I'm a tenant? Like you're accountable? I corrected. She hesitated, then took the folder. Fine. I'll sign. She grabbed a pen, her hand trembling, and scrawled her name across the bottom. I took the folder back, slid it into my bag, and finally let out a long breath. Emily stared at me, eyes wet. Mom, do you hate me now? I paused at the doorway. No, but I don't trust you. Not yet. Her lip quivered. Can I earn it back? I turned the light off in the hall. We'll see. She sniffled, hugging Baxter close. I'll try. I really will. I didn't answer. I stepped into my room, closed the door, and leaned against it. The sound of her muffled sobs bleeding through the wood. The house was quiet again. For the first time in weeks, I felt like it was mine. Then my phone buzzed. Another message. This time from Claire. Margaret, did she restore the room? I need your answer tonight so I know whether to file tomorrow morning. I typed a reply, my fingers hovering over the screen. But, I stopped. My thumb lingered, the words unfinished. When Emily knocked softly on the door and whispered, Mom, there's something else I need to tell you. The next morning, sunlight streamed across my dresser. For the first time in weeks, I woke up in my own bed. My bed. Not a kennel. Not a rental. Not some staged photo on the internet. Mine. I sat up, looked around. The archway Emily painted was still there, mocking me with its pastel blue. But the rest was mine again. My nightstand. My shoebox of letters. My clothes in the closet. I felt grounded, like my life had snapped back into place. I walked into the kitchen. Emily was already there. Her hair a mess, eyes swollen from crying. She didn't speak at first, just stood by the counter, clutching a mug she hadn't touched. Finally, she whispered, "I'm sorry. I waited. I shouldn't have done it." She continued, voice shaking. "I shouldn't have touched your room, or lied, or locked you out, or any of it." I nodded once. "You're right." Her lip quivered. "I don't know why I did it. I just wanted to prove I wasn't useless, that I could do something, that I wasn't just failing." I leaned on the counter. "And you thought proving that meant tearing me down?" She winced. "I didn't mean it like that. But that's what you did," I said flatly. She swallowed hard. "I signed the agreement. I'll follow it. I won't touch your things again. I swear." I looked her in the eye. "Emily, listen carefully. From now on, this house is not your playground. It's not your project. It's my home. You live here because I allow it. You break that trust again, and you're out. No second chances." Tears welled in her eyes. "I understand. I mean it." I pressed. "If you so much as change a curtain rod without asking, you're gone. I won't hesitate." Her shoulders slumped. "I believe you." "Good. She should." I grabbed the folder from my bag, the agreement she'd signed the night before. I set it on the table between us. "This isn't just paper. This is a line in the sand. You cross it, and you're done." She nodded, whispering, "Okay." For a moment, silence filled the kitchen. Baxter patted in, tail wagging, dropping his head on Emily's knee. She scratched his ears, then looked up at me. "I'll get a job. A real one. No more shortcuts. See that you do," I said. Jason hadn't come back. Maybe he never would. I didn't mention his name, and neither did she. That chapter was closed, and I wasn't going to pry it open. I poured myself coffee, sat at the table, and finally let out a long breath. "Do you know what respect is, Emily?" She blinked. "Yes." "Then say it," I demanded. Her voice cracked. "Respect is not taking what isn't mine, not lying, not treating the people who love me like they don't matter." I nodded. "Good. Hold on to that." I stood, carried my mug to the sink, and rinsed it out. My hands didn't shake this time. They felt steady. Emily whispered, "Do you hate me now?" Turn, drying my hands. "No, I don't hate you. But I won't protect you from the consequences of your choices. That ends today." She lowered her head. I walked back toward my room. At the door, I stopped, turned, and looked at her one last time. "Remember this, Emily. A house is not a business. A mother is not a burden. And trust is not something you steal. It's something you earn." Her tears spilled over. But she didn't argue. She just nodded, holding Baxter like he was the only steady thing left in her arms. I closed my bedroom door behind me, my sanctuary restored, my dignity intact. And for the first time in a long while, I knew exactly where I stood.